cover your face in Nickelodeon slime. Sit back and enjoy a whole different form of nostalgia.
I'll go get it.
Double Dare Abuse. Mark Summers will go down in history as one of the greatest TV show hosts of all time, but his start on Nickelodeon was not as smooth as the Sunday slide featured on his hit show Double Dare. Way back in 1986, the show was fresh on Welcome to Cry-Baby Lane. In the late 90s and early 2000s, the Disney Lane. The film aired just one time and was so disturbing to audiences, Nick immediately pulled it from the schedule. They've done plenty of scary stuff before, but Cry-Baby Lane was above and beyond all this, with a film featuring conjoined twins separated with a saw, killer dogs, and darker themes than most mainstream horror films. Anyone who managed to catch the premiere was probably gags and quick one-liners. Many animated shows are able to get away with a lot more innuendo than many people realize. SpongeBob SquarePants is notorious for this, using the sea and quirky characters to showcase a lot of different comedic elements. In one episode, Squidward and Mr. Krabs prepare for an invasion from Month Again, a phrase typically reserved for a woman's menstrual cycle. To make the pun stick even more, the shot cuts to a giant red blimp flying overhead, clearly a gag on blood, tampons, or both.
Oh, time's up! Oh,
Games and even better prizes we were envious of as children. Unfortunately for the players, the show was rigged and only allowed 8 winners per season due to budget constraints. This meant that the final temple challenge was pretty much rigged to lose, and those creepy temple guards could be sent out at any time to end the game. Knowing these details makes the whole show feel a lot more defeating.
Stimpy. I love this.
Ren and Stimpy's Litter Box. The whole Ren and Stimpy show was a visual gag fest, filled with gross-out gags and images you wish you could scrub from your mind. Several of these moments came from the episode featuring Ren's cousin Sven. Sven and Stimpy instantly hit it off, doing all sorts of activities together. Then they decide to spend some time in the litter box together. The awkward moments will make you never want to see a litter box again, and things only get weirder when Stimpy looks directly at the camera and asks for some privacy. It was a little too late at that point, but many of us Gibby Goes Nude. On iCarly, the character of Gibby added a lot of comedy to the show and was often shirtless as he danced around the iCarly set. During the show's special entitled I Shock America, Gibby took things one step further by going completely nude on an episode of Late Night with Jimmy Fallon. While the cameras on iCarly cut away, the visual in our heads is of a young boy completely nude on an NBC program. It's pretty crazy to think about watching a show and seeing the scene actually happen on TV. Naturally, the iCarly gang was fined $500,000 and had to rely on donations to clear that fine. Unfortunately, the image of a nude Gibby is now burned into our collective skulls.
Hey, guess what? Dad's on... Okay, what's all over his face?
Forget about it.
Drake's Sunscreen. The subtle nature of adult jokes on a Nickelodeon show is what has helped so many programs get away with it over the years. Well, the sunscreen scene on Drake and Josh wasn't all too subtle. After one of Drake's band members complains about having sunscreen, Drake squirts him all over the face with a thick white substance. Once Josh enters the room, he immediately questions what's dripping all over the guy's face, clearly thinking the visual gag is something much different than sunscreen. As kids, this one probably went over our heads a little bit. As adults, the joke is so painfully obvious we wonder how we missed it in the first place.
Oh, there's a screwdriver? A bag of gummy worms?
Gummy Worms. Besides Grandpa Lou's strange ways, the Rugrats was a pretty safe show for children with a lot of heart and imagination. Unfortunately, some animators took their own imagination and dirty mind a little too far by sneaking in a quick visual gag on the show. As the babies dig through a diaper bag, one of the items they come across is a bag of gummy worms. Look a little bit closer at the G on the bag of gum-like squirms. Looks an awful lot like a C. Put 2 and 2 together and you can't help but notice the shape and color of the worms in the plastic bag. Good luck getting that visual out of your head. Heifer's Milking Machine. Rocko's Modern Life spent multiple seasons not only hiding adult-themed jokes in the background, but the show loved shoving them in our face with some bizarre episodes and moments. One of these moments you can't unsee is the time that Heifer spent a night in the barn and got attached to a milking machine. The only problem, he's a male steer and has no udders. The milking machine gives Heifer so much happiness he has stars form in his eyes. When he has to leave the farm, he even has a long goodbye to the milking machine, like they were involved in some sort of romantic relationship. The sound effects alone are something you won't get out of your head for quite some time.
How would you like to play a game?
We're already playing a game.
Hi, Mr. Big Head.
Spank the Monkey. And we're right back to Rocko's Modern Life again because the show was filled with so much craziness. This next entry involves the characters playing a board game. Sounds pretty tame until you realize the board game is actually called Spank the Monkey and features an actual monkey while each player holds a paddle. Of course, the name of the game is a reference to something a little bit more dirty, but the monkey itself is pretty disturbing as well. A closer look at his rear end showcases worn-off skin, an obvious sign that the monkey has been spanked one too many times.
Perfect.
Wow, there you have it. What details are the most disturbing? Do you remember any of these moments as a kid? Are there any that we missed? Let us know in the comments section below. And please don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe to Screen Rant on YouTube so you can stay up to date with our awesome videos. Bye for now.